All right, welcome everyone to the first quarterfinals matchup of the Corsace Open 2021. This I think, is going to be an extremely close matchup for our first bout of the weekend. We've got Godfield Gaming facing off against Kirby. These are two teams who not only, I think, have some very interesting skill sets overall as a team that are facing off against each other, but we're extremely close together in terms of their qualifier seeding. So this is bound to be one that goes a fairly long way through. My name is Dio. I'm going to be casting this match alongside Bubbleman. How's it going this morning, Bubble?
It's going very well. Pleasure to be here. I have fallen asleep a few times before waking up finally for this match, but I wouldn't have missed this match for the world. It looks like it's going to be a belter. And I do just want to make the comment, point out that, hey, there's a new stage to the team stats down in the bottom of your screen. It's evolved again, Dio.
Yeah, we've got tiebreaker stats now for both of these teams. Although we're missing double time, I'm not sure if these teams just haven't played DT yet.
I was more to the sense of saying Godfield Gaming and Kirby are both on the screen at the same time, with the bars and the numbers. We've reached a new height of information availability. We're in the information age now.
The Corsace stream is never finished. So, by the way, we are already getting started. Teams are already in the lobby doing bans and picks. Team 1 is Godfield Gaming, and Team 2 is Kirby. Team 2 actually choosing to ban first this time around. They're going to go ahead and ban out Double Time 2. Godfield Gaming banning out Nomad 6. And I think that's very, very indicative of what these teams have tended to prefer overall throughout the tournament so far. Kirby has been very, very strong as a team on a lot of more gimmicky, unconventional types of picks, and if you look at their roster with players like MCY4, Pedal, Takanashi Aka, Muji, and Hello Tom on it, it makes sense why they would be preferring that type of map overall. Godfield Gaming, of course, banning out Nomad 6. They have been very, very strong on a lot of the raw mechanics maps, your standard aim, speed, stamina sorts of picks. So it's a little interesting to see Nomad 5 then get picked by Kirby here after they ban out Double Time 2.
So Nomad 5, looking at my notes, it is just a Mazarin map. It is just CS 3.5, AR 9.6, 240 BPM for 3.5 minutes. Is that a good pick against a team that has Rollpan, Varvalian? I mean, Hager, Iger, Concon. Everyone on that team can play that sort of thing.
I agree. You have to question it a little bit just because of the roster from Godfield Gaming and all the picks that they've tended to go for. To the credit for Kirby though, that this map is kind of weird. There's a bunch of really, really tricky aim control in this map. Lots of overlaps and linear flow aim jumps throughout this pick, and it is. Still, obviously, the main draw of this is the raw speed. Consecutive burst stamina in this map is the most draining part of it and the part that players are most likely to miss on. But if you can do at least that consecutive burst stamina, you can bet on some of your opponents at least missing on that almost reading section, actually, in this map. Nomad 1 from Godfield Gaming definitely makes a lot of sense, so again, leaning into the raw mechanics, and then banning out the low approach rate pick in Hidden, and a ban on the aim mechanics pick in Hard Rock from Kirby. So both teams mostly consistent with what we already know about the rosters and what they've already been going for in this tournament so far.
Yeah, it is interesting to see a Hard Rock ban, considering the Hard Rock is almost a 1.5 above for Kirby, or rating anyway. Might not include the Hard Rock 1, but it shows they have some potential on it. Though, yeah, that could be I think, as you said, could be a reactionary pick to them picking No Mod 1, taking the aim and running with it and saying, hey, we can do this. We're more consistent than you. We're better than you. We're going to win. And obviously not wanting to fire back with the Hard Rock No Mod 1 map.
Yeah, the jump map, if you will, the Skyflame map. It is literally a Skyflame map. It is just Skyflame No Mod 1, but in Hard Rock. There's a few streams here and there, but that's the secondary to the jumps for sure. Hard Rock 2 pickup by Godfield Gaming, I think, is a little interesting. This map is 140 BPM, low, really aim control sort of map with a pretty heavy emphasis on flow aim, but also like lots of cut streams, lots of accelerating, decelerating streams. So something that I would have expected Kirby to go for, especially with how well they've been doing on Hard Rock so far this tournament. DT4 makes a lot of sense for Kirby as well.
Yeah, I can imagine with them picking No Mod 5, going into DT4 is going to be something that they're comfortable on also. But two different styles of maps, maybe with similar aim facets to them, where the No Mod 5 has the speed requirement as well, but as you said, there's a lot of awkward aim, there's a lot of interesting movement in that one, and it's going to be similar with XS. There's going to be interesting movement, might not say old-ish style flow aim, so we're going to be on the lookout for that. Free Mod 2 fired back by by Kirby. Same pick, same team picking that. And Free Mod 2, more flow aim, more finger control, similar to Hard Rock 2 in a sense, maybe. Thinking, oh, good, they've picked a map we were gonna pick. Now we can maybe add a fourth map that we're good at into the mix. Because we're seeing 3 picks in a row maybe of hard flow aim.
Make that 4 now, actually. Yeah. With No Mod 4 are getting picked up. Another alt map, if you will, low BPM aim control map here. Lots of spacing changes and a few more jumps compared to last week for this No Mod 4 pick, but both of these teams are really leaning into the same sort of skill set, so this first set is going to be maybe a little bit one-sided here as both teams lean into the same skill set near the end. And you'll notice I said first set. There is actually a format change this round that I want to go over real quick before we get into the first pick. Instead of there being one best-of-9 set, we are now back to how things were last year in the Corsace Open, where there are multiple sets, and each set being a best-of-7. So there are 2-3 sets that get played now. It's going to be a best of 3 of these sets, with each set being best of 7. So after this best of 7, we're not done yet. There will be another one. One team will just be up 1-0 in terms of the set score for this match.
Essentially, that means that we may see the same maps more than once. We may see maps that are played in this set banned in the next one because they think too free of a point for the other team. We might see different bans entirely as teams feel out each other's skill sets. Who knows? We don't. We're here to tell you about it, though. No Mod 5. First map. And it's looking like the first 2 maps are going to be 2 mechanics-oriented maps. We've got speed and stamina, and then we've got jump aim. And then the rest are going to be much more technical, flow aimy, larger spacing between the notes in terms of distance over time. And here we go. Players in the lobby. Teams are ready. We found our lineups. We've got Rolpan, Haga, Bavalion, and A-Blue for Godfield Gaming. Kirby's lead roster are Crazy, MCY4, Colte, and Isak Lake.
No surprises from the Godfield Gaming roster for this one. Rolpan, Haga, Bavalion, and A-Blue, all very, very strong speed players. I think the kind of same can be said for Kirby. This roster just makes a lot of sense for them. I don't think a lot of the other players on their team are going to be very comfortable on something that is this fast. And before we get started with the map proper, reminder to predict which team that you think is going to come out on top here in the chat. We've got that prediction going, and it will close soon, likely before this map is over. So get those predictions in as we get into this first pick here. Accuracy starting out fairly well for Godfield Gaming, but we actually cannot see the map data here, or the scores, or accuracy, or combo for any of the players. So we're going to be tracking a little bit difficult on this map.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know why that's happening.
Couple misses there for crazy.
Can I just ask while we're getting into this map, is the prediction per set, or is it the match prediction?
It does say match in the prediction, so I am assuming the entire match and not just a single set, since that's the wording of the prediction.
That's a long prediction then. You're going to be waiting maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours for that to pay off. So choose wisely. Make your decision with as much information as you can get. We've got some information on the board that we can talk about. We've got 2 600 combos and a full combo still for Godfield Gaming. And on the other side, the picking team side, every combo has just collapsed as soon as I was about to mention them. And that's not a caster curse, because I was just about to mention them. I didn't mention them yet.
This is the reason why I think both of us were sort of questioning this pick against a team with like Varvalian and Haga. And Varvalian is just sort of going right now, 99.77% accuracy, and still full comboing. You know, typical Varvalian things, super high accuracy on a map where everybody else is down below 95%. And there are several people down in the 80s right now, so extremely good score from him. This is just basically actually it is literally a 1v4 right now from Varvalian. Finally drops the combo, but it doesn't matter all that much. There is not a combo to speak of on the side of Team Kirby, unfortunately, for the picking team.
Why did they pick this? What possessed them to pick this? I don't quite understand the thought process.
I couldn't tell you personally, but clearly it's not working out as intended. Right, they're clearly having a lot more trouble with this than they would have thought. Isaac Clake, to their credit, up at about 150k right now, has over the 90% accuracy mark, but it's just not enough compared to Haga and Varvalian really just going off on this pick. And the supporting scores from Avlu and Roltan are closer to that of Isaac Clake than they are to most of the other members on the side of Kirby.
Okay, so this was apparently a mispick from Kirby. They meant to ban this, apparently. I feel like this late into the tournament, you should know what is going on with the sets and the pick orders.
Yeah, it is. It has been 3 full rounds at this point, and I know that Kirby was in loser's bracket last weekend. They have played 4 matches so far, so I agree. You should know what's going on with the format by this point. Unfortunate for Kirby that they do make that mispick, but that's the way it goes in this one. And we do, by the way, have this set as a best of 7. This is not a best of 9. Like what's being shown on the screen right now. So just to clarify, this is going to be best of 7, first to 3 points wins, and that is 1 point on the board, or excuse me, first to 4 wins, and that is 1 point on the board for Godfield Gaming. Nomad 1 now, definitely a Godfield Gaming pick. I don't think this one is a mispick. They should be very good.
Yeah. But hey, it could still go either way. We've got some really good mechanics players on Kirby's side. I am not going to put it past them to take this, potentially.
Even in spite of the mechanics focus from Godfield Gaming throughout this tournament so far, it is still Nomad 1. It's, you know, one of those types of maps where most teams are going to have players who can do fairly well on it. And if you do just misaim a single note throughout a 4-minute long map, then suddenly it can entirely swing in the other direction. It's one of, I kind of hate using this phrase, but and in the tournament scene, it's always been considered as one of the most RNG sorts of picks that there is, and it's for good reason. It's very easy to accidentally throw a pick like this, and that can happen in pretty much any match. So let's see how this goes between Godfield Gaming and Kirby. Definitely some, like you said, very strong game players on the side of Team Kirby.
It has to be said, it's really interesting to me to see this at such a low star rating. It's 6.76 stars. And we look at DT1, which is a comparable map in terms of it's just aim and bursts and comfort. It's 7.08 stars. So I can't help but wonder, this 6.76 star No Mod 1, what does it have in store?
And it's funny you mention it, because the stream map in this pool, No Mod 2, is 6.75 stars. So it's almost the exact same star rating as No Mod 1. This map is a little bit less focused on the raw aim star rating, clearly, and a little bit more focused on quote-unquote overall consistency. Lots more streams and bursts in this map as compared to a typical No Mod 1, but even then I think a lot of teams are probably going to find this to be one of the easier maps in the pool.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. It does tend to be maybe 0.1 or 0.2 star rating higher for a No Mod 1 compared to a No Mod 2 usually. So this could be very well rounded, and we can see some longer streams there already. The jumps aren't too wide, they're comfortable, they're within, I think, every player in this lobby's skill range. We're not going to really see too much trouble, although we do see a traded drop from Aiga and Takanashi Ako.
MC54 with an extra drop as well, alongside Petal now, so that's actually 3 full combos gone for Kirby right here in the first TI time. It's an extra drop from Hyphen as well, but Colte on the side of Kirby drops their combo in addition, so 4 full combos dropped from Kirby, and Varvalian and Ablu still holding strong for Godfield Gaming.
Yeah, you would expect at this difficulty. It is still below 7 stars. It's within a lot of players' range to kind of be comfortable on and kind of see it as not really anything to worry about. Because it is exactly like someone who's able to full combo 6-star maps, and they go back and look at a 3-star map and they say, yeah, oh, that's boring. I don't play it because it's too easy.
And then if you don't actually play the map at all, then it can be a little tricky in some places trying to go back and be consistent on something you don't normally play at such a low star rating as well. But clearly Varvalian and Blue not having any troubles with that. They're still just both full comboing. I think it's 2 100s right now for Varvalian on this play. And A-Blue, even with this accuracy, is still putting up a far higher score than anybody on the side of Kirby. So this pick is mostly said and done. There are, however, lots of high combos on the side of Kirby, so if misses do come through here at the end, and there's one for A-Blue, there is a chance that it can go back over, but Colte drops a miss in addition, and with Petal now dropping their combo, it's only MCY4 and Takanashi Ako, and Hyphen, Iger, and Varvalian all holding high combos for Godfield Gaming. This one should be locked in for them, even with that miss from Varvalian.
The FC isn't to be. He can't carry it through. Yeah, some really brutal streams and jumps in this, actually. I can see why it's such a low star rating, but still in this pool now.
Yeah, it's definitely much more...
Very much a mashup of skill sets, and it's almost a tiebreaker, if you know what I mean. It has that mix of skill sets that you would expect of a mini tiebreaker.
Yeah, the focus more on overall consistency rather than just jump aim consistency in that map definitely puts it at a respectable difficulty level for this pool, even in spite of the lower star rating. Hard Rock 2, however, very different sort of map, and the first map that we get that is really tricky compared to Nomad 1 and Nomad 5, something that is a little more unconventional for this one. Talked about this a little bit before the match got started. Lots of cut streams, lots of accelerating, decelerating streams. Really, really tricky flow aim and aim control all around here at 140 BPM. And with Hard Rock on as well, CS 5.2 means that if you are uncomfortable with this style of mapping in the slightest, you're really going to struggle to hold on to the combo. This was a pick from Godfield Gaming, by the way. If they do win this pick, it'll put them up 3-0 in this first best of 7 set. They will be at match point if they're able to come out on top here. This is a pretty important pick for Kirby to win, not have their backs against the wall going into the last 3 maps. And luckily for them, they've been more consistent on Hard Rock throughout the tournament, and this is a type of map that I think is going to suit their team a lot more. Clearly they think the same with TT4 and Fremont 2 getting picked up right afterwards.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is kind of... and I said before, if what we're seeing from Kirby is them picking another 2 flow aim, small circle, aim control maps after Godfield Gaming have picked this map, then this is going to be much more of a toss-up than I think Godfield Gaming are expecting or would like to see, really. So this one's going to be a close one, I think.
I think so as well. Hyphen, Rollpan, Varvalian, and Iger in for Godfield Gaming. Definitely a very strong roster for them. Of course, Varvalian in on basically every map. Sort of the consistent all-rounder carry for that team. And Pedal, MCY4, Colte, and Takanashi Ako in for Kirby is nothing to sneeze at. Notably, Hello Tom, I think, missing from this match. You mentioned he had come back from a bit of a hiatus recently, might be a little uncomfortable compared to some of his teammates. Early misses, however, from 3 of those teammates. Pedal, MCY4, and Takanashi Ako all missing at the start here, and Colte now dropping on some of these cut streams. But the same can be said for most of Godfield Gaming's roster. Only Hyphen holding on to the full combo after the intro of this map. 7 combos dropped.
That looked horrible. This looks horrible. This map looks horrible. What is all of this? Very impressive to see people hitting it, though. Relatively short map. 2 minutes 53, but I think is going to feel longer, or is going to feel shorter than that in practice. These difficult patterns coming thick and fast.
Hyphen does finally drop the combo, by the way, but after holding on for about 500 or so, and Iger is there to take up the reins now for Godfield Gaming. Takanashi Ako, along with MCY4 and Colte, building up some combo here, but not quite as much as the Japanese side. Iger really putting it on right now, breaking that max combo set by Hyphen earlier on in this map, and now putting on the carry pants here. Takanashi Ako not too far behind, now cresting that 500 combo mark himself as Iger finds the drop, and there is supporting score from Pedal and MCY4. Takanashi Ako needs to hold here. Rollpan, Iger, and Hyphen all dropping, and only Pedal and Colte dropping for Kirby, but Takanashi Ako finds the miss as well, and Varvalian and MCY4 are basically tied for combo here going into the last quarter of the map.
Yeah, it's going to take a drop from either of those 2 players to decide this match. There is still a fair amount of score to be gained, but it does just look like we're in for a slow outro, and the map has been decided already. No spin to win here.
No. No, it's a difference of consistency and high combo if you look across the board here. Rollpan actually with a relatively high score just from the accuracy alone, 95.76%, even without any high combo to himself. But Hyphen, and then Iger, and then Varvalian, all with high combos on the side of Godfield Gaming in that order throughout the map, whereas only Takanashi Ako and MCY4 were able to hold on for a long time at any point during that map for the side of Kirby, and so lots of that score difference coming from that difference between the teams, and that's now a quick 3-0 start for Godfield Gaming. They are match point up in this set.
Out of the traps like a shot. And on the performance from that, what are we expecting from Flow Aim now? I mean, that there was a lot of polygonal shapes in that. There were squares that you had to flow around, transitioning into pentagons and accelerating streams, staggered streams. There was so much in that, and this possibly much more standard of a map you would expect. Quote-unquote old map DT does tend to be similar all the way through, without too many of those newer age, the staggered streams, the accelerating streams.
I think especially, this map after double time is 176 BPM, so there's not really a lot of impetus for burst stamina in this. It's, I think, much more so going to be Flow Aim based around single taps than it is around the streams in this, and you can hear that in the song, right? There's not a lot of quarter beat notes in this. There's a lot of half beat notes all over the place. So this is really more likely going to be focused around that single tap Flow Aim rather than it is the stream Flow Aim as we saw in the last pick. So even though they're sort of testing similar types of skills, the way that they're tested is going to be very different, and hopefully that bodes well for Kirby. Hello, Tom Lowell, 225, finally in the lobby for this team, joined by MCY4, Colte, and Takanashi Ako. Hyphen, Rollpan, Varvalian, and Iger in once again for Godfield Gaming on a very similar type of pick to Hard Rock 2. I was actually wrong. This is definitely a stream map here. Lots of really funky looking stream shapes in this map. Triangle, triples, and really awkward sorts of changing direction streams, almost like a Kirby mix map in that regard. Hello, Tom Lowell still holding on to the full combo for the side of Kirby, Rollpan, and Hyphen doing so for Godfield Gaming. And Hello, Tom Lowell now dropping the combo here for the Hong Kong side, as Godfield Gaming has really just sort of rolled through this match with confidence all the way through, and that's continuing right now. Even with that drop from Rollpan, Hyphen is just looking super solid at the moment, and Iger and Varvalian are there to back him up. There's no combo really to speak of on the side of Kirby halfway through this map, and it looks like we're going into set 2 after a quick 4-0 from Godfield Gaming.
And in convincing fashion too. I mean, despite the mispick from Kirby at the start, this has just been one-sided, wouldn't you say? It's just been, and it's not even been as anyone may have thought the Varvalian show. He hasn't put up the best score on every map. He's been bested in, at least, or not bested, supported, I should say, because they're on the same team as him.
I get what you're saying, though. He hasn't been, it's not that late stage map pool yet where the team needs the Varvalian carry to come through on every map. All of the teammates here on Godfield Gaming are putting up pretty fantastic scores, and even with this high combo from Varvalian near the end, it's not really needed. Iger, Hyphen, and Rollpan by themselves would have been enough to take this win against Kirby. I still could have 3v4'd even without the Japanese carry player in Varvalian, so this is a really consistent team performance for Godfield Gaming. That means even if they are missing out on any one member, Kirby is still going to struggle, I think, in the second set to really come back in full force.
And you look at the seedings, you look at where they came out of qualifiers, and I know qualifiers was 3 or 4 weeks ago now, but these two teams were meant to be neck and neck entirely, down to the wire, and that is just that. They've just been crushed in the first set.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way to put it, honestly. At this point, they really did get dealt a very tough loss in the first set by Godfield Gaming. Kirby, I think are going to be hard-pressed to find a strategy for winning going into this second set. Luckily for them, they do now have a set of match bans to work with. If you're unfamiliar with the Corsace Open map draft format, match bans are bans from each team that are carried over from each previous set and added on to the normal pick and ban order in the next set. So before we start off set 2, each team is going to pick one of their bans from the previous set to add on to their bans for this next set. So they're going to get a little extra help getting rid of some of these maps that Godfield Gaming did so well on from the side of Kirby. And for Godfield Gaming side, they get to ban out some of these maps that they think Kirby might lean into, especially after the first pick comes through for Kirby this time around, which I assume they're going to first pick correctly.
I would definitely, I would definitely hope they don't mispick this time. That would be tragic.
Yeah, it definitely would. But after that first pick comes through, I think it'll be a little more clear-cut for Godfield Gaming what they want to ban this for their second ban, at least. As for Kirby's side, I would really like to see them lean into some of the tech maps in this pool. But unfortunately, I think a lot of the tech maps in this pool are very, very stream-heavy. Nomad 3 has lots of space triples, lots of space streams in general, and very little slider aim. Nomad 6 as well is mostly an aim control and rhythm control sort of map rather than a slider map. And to be honest, there's not a map in this pool that really qualifies as, sort of a slider aim control type of pick. So you're going to struggle to find something novel compared to a lot of the flow aim picks that we've already seen in this matchup. So I think Kirby's direction in this match in this set, is really going to determine how the rest of the match goes. If they can find a new direction that works very well compared to what happened last set, then set 3 is definitely possible.
Yeah, indeed. And we've got a good few different directions that we can go. I mean, what didn't get touched last time? We didn't see a single hidden picked at all. And we can look at Godfield Gaming's statistics, I suppose, where you could make the comparison between the two hidden scores and say, hey, they do win on hidden, but how much have they practiced it? How much have Kirby practiced it? What are those stats even referring to in terms of which maps have been picked and played?
Yeah, as much as...
Were they missing players when they played those? I mean, the option is there to go for hidden, and the option is there to go for DT also. We didn't see the free mod played last set. We didn't see any DTs played last set.
We did see double time before, but that kind of doesn't count, right? It's not really a double time map as much as it is. Well, it is.
Yeah, when you think of double time,
it's not a speed map. Right?
When you think of double time, you always the immediate thought of the skill set for double time is speed and stamina, and that's it. But that's not the be all end all of double time. Of course, double time just makes a map 1.5 times as fast. No Mod 2 we didn't see, but No Mod 2 possibly a good pick for Godfield Gaming. No Mod 6 their match ban, and DT2 the match ban from Kirby. They don't want to run up against the stamina.
And correctly banning out No Mod 5 this time around for Kirby.
Yeah, goodbye.
Yeah.
See you later. Not making the same mistake twice.
No, definitely don't want to do that. Fremont 2 banned out as well from Godfield Gaming. I think just respecting the fact that Kirby did pick it the last time around, not wanting to leave up the same map that they did pick. And, one of the maps that Godfield Gaming didn't get to see last time around because that match ended early, or because that set ended early, because that set ended early. Yeah, correct lingo. But Fremont 2 definitely, I think, can be quite strong for this team. The problem is for Godfield Gaming that Hard Rock 2 was much closer than something like DT4. So while I think DT4 is going to be something that is, maybe favored towards Godfield Gaming, maybe something that Kirby actually bans this time around, given how large the score gap was there, with Hard Rock 2 being relatively close in comparison, I think you could make the argument that Fremont 2 is a possible win for Kirby.
And it's a No Mod 4 first pick. This was picked late into progression last set, but this time it's the first map we're going to see. We described it in the last set, but in this set, we might as well do the same. We have the time. There's a lot of spacing changes. There's a lot of awkward angles, very much testing your aim control, but of course, No Mod 4, typical flow aim control, low BPM, much more about how well you can control your aim rather than how quickly you can move it from one side of your screen to the other. So of course, they know they're favored on Hard Rock 2. No Mod 4 is very similar to that, and Kirby, interestingly, picking Hard Rock 2 again. They must be confident on that. They must know something we don't. I mean, we saw Hello Tom in the last map of that last set. Could it be that they think he might be the difference on Hard Rock 2? They think their opponents might not play as well on it this time as they did in the first set. And of course, you play a map for the first time in a session, and you're essentially sight reading it and taking all the information in again. Now, past that, in the second set, could we see team scores improving, do you think, Dio?
I would expect them to, actually, on most maps. And especially with... I think it's probably Hello Tom showing up in the middle of the match, which is why we didn't see him in on Hard Rock 2 the first time around. I think Kirby probably thinks that he is the difference maker, like you said, because otherwise I'm not sure why they would pick it instead of letting Godfield Gaming pick it themselves, right? Godfield Gaming picked No Mod 4. They're clearly leaning into these sorts of low BPM, high spacing, aim control focused picks that have been the focus for actually both teams so far throughout this match. So a pick on that map from Kirby means that they just have to be super confident that they're going to win it this time around, given that they lost it last time. Hidden won as a ban from Kirby is a little interesting. It's the first time we've seen Hidden either picked or banned for either of these teams. Apparently, Kirby really not wanting to go into the sort of high density, high BPM, awkward aim that is traditional to find in Hidden 1. Lots of polygonal pattern aim, sorts of linear jumps in this map as well, but supposing really not wanting to deal with a lot of the jump maps in this pool. Fremont 3 now out by Godfield Gaming.
There goes that. Low AR, relatively high BPM as well for the approach rate that it is, 225 for AR 8.5. Scope Domino map as well. You could kind of tell by the mapper that that's going to be definitely interesting.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that Hard Rock 2 pick. I do want to mention that Hard Rock 2 pick. They picked it before bans came in. The second round of bans happened, and they, you usually pick something there that you don't want banned by the other team. So for them to pick Hard Rock 2, I'm not sure on the strategy, to be completely honest.
It might be that they were trying to figure out what their picks would be, and they say, hey, we know that our team is relatively good at Hard Rock 2. This map was very close last time around. Let's pick into this because we're not sure what we want to pick yet for the other maps in the pool that are left up. And hey, maybe now that Tom is here, we do have a much better chance at getting a win in on this. Hidden 3, however, I think is probably what would have been a good pick instead for where Hard Rock 2 currently is. Hidden 3 was actually banned out by Godfield Gaming last time around. It's the low approach rate map in Hidden, and after the Hidden 1 ban comes a Hidden 3 pick for Kirby. Lots of awkward aim in this one, a little stacking, a little flow aim as well, but I think the main draw is that low approach rate rating with Hidden and 2 rapid fire picks now from Godfield Gaming.
They knew what they wanted to go for. Hard Rock 1, yeah, we didn't see that picked. That was banned by Kirby last time, and DT1 as well. I don't think that was banned, but we haven't seen that yet in the progression. Yeah, it's really interesting to me that Kirby saw a different ban come out from Godfield Gaming for their first ban. I mean, Free Mod 2 they picked last round, and No Mod 6 was banned as well in the last set. But there was a map that wasn't banned that was open to be picked. Maybe not feeling the confidence on that map in particular. I've been stalling to try and recall what it was, but I just can't. I can't remember what they banned.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Should have noted it down.
Actually, yeah, I know they had. Actually, I think both of their bans were No Mod 6 and Hidden 3 last round for Godfield Gaming, but for Kirby it was Hard Rock 1 and DT2.
Oh, they still managed to get that Hidden 3 pick in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both teams actually picking one of the maps that was previously banned out. Hidden 3 picked up by Kirby, and Hard Rock 1 picked up by Godfield Gaming there in the second half. And I really like those last 2 picks from Godfield Gaming. I know you mentioned it, but these 2 raw mechanics picks for this side of Godfield Gaming I think are going to go very, very well. I think it's probably a guaranteed 2 points near the end of this set. So if this early Hard Rock 2 pick doesn't work out for Team Kirby, this could be a very early end to the match. We're going to get into No Mod 4 first. However, this is the kind of No Mod equivalent to what we saw in Hard Rock 2. A little bit less focused on sorts of cut streams and polygonal stream shapes, more focused on spacing changes and a few low BPM jumps as well in this map.
Yeah, I'm interested to see this. I'm totally not doing research during the map, or during the set for my match later. I've totally practiced these maps.
No, of course.
I did practice, Ayer. I did, honestly, trust me, I practiced.
We love players coming prepared to the match. It's my favorite. At least these teams have to be prepared for this one, right? They should be playing this one in solo at the very least, figuring out what kind of map they're going in for. Timer is up. We should have rosters in for both teams. It's for Volley and Rollpan, Eiger and Hyphen in once again on the low BPM flow aim control pick. This time in No Mod. Hello Tom, MCY4, Colte, and Takanashi Ako in for Kirby. And damn, that is some anime in this song.
Oh man, no, I can't even say that. Did you hear me pause? I couldn't get the words out. I couldn't say it.
This is super anime, actually. Thank you, Spartan. Thank you, Spartan. Yeah, this is the Spartan's triple jail sentence extra difficulty. Wiseman's team. Literally, this is coming through for Roll Pen and MCY4 alongside Colte for Godfield Gaming and Kirby, respectively. Otherwise, full combos here in the intro, but you can already see exactly what we're talking about when we say low BPM flow aim control. Lots of high spacing, lots of low BPM jumps as well in between some of these 1/4 sliders, so this sort of thing is going to be repeated all throughout the map. If you haven't played any Spartan alt maps, this is a good one to introduce you to that style of mapping.
There's our interesting patterns, the square into the two stacked notes in the middle.
Unfortunately, that pattern does catch off a couple players on the side of Kirby. Colte missing on that square pattern, Takanashi Ako missing right afterwards, and then Hyphen dropping for the side of Godfield Gaming. It is Hello Tom and MCY4 now versus Varvalian and Rollpan only, as Iger drops and Rollpan drops right afterwards. So now, combo advantage, I think for the first time, decisively in the favor of Team Kirby in this match. Hello Tom and MCY4 are holding strong with only Varvalian having that high combo for Godfield Gaming.
I do have to mention, though, Varvalian's accuracy, while it is impressive, it does add that little bit of extra pressure, because you drop hundreds, you drop a miss, you know, you want to keep the accuracy high, right, if you're Varvalian. He has the added pressure of being on a high accuracy run, producing maybe the highest score in this lobby right now, and there we go, he drops.
And exactly at the halfway point, too.
It's the more difficult patterns catch him out. Does not want to miss, does not want to drop 100s, and instead just over-focuses and misses. Combo is down, and 2 combos, and now the lead on the side of Kirby.
Hello, Tom. He's back. He's back and he's here. He's ready to go hard. Both him and MCY4, actually everybody besides Takanashi Aka, hitting that doubles pause pattern there at the bottom of the screen. But MCY4 and Tom really putting on a show. Tom in particular now at 99% accuracy on the full combo still. And this is, I think, part of the reason why they picked up Hard Rock 2, Bubble. This type of performance from Tom and MCY4, man, this is pretty strong looking.
MCY has broke, but it has to be said, look at the shakes on Hello Tom. That's not going to aid him when he plays smaller circle sizes than this current one. He is holding his combo through. Might he FC this? You can see it's a very progressive difficulty scale, or difficulty curve on this map. The hardest patterns are all coming in near at the end.
He's still
Big
hitting those,
wiggles
by the way.
Down the screen.
And it has to be said, Iger and Hyphen actually built up 2 pretty substantial combos. They were both on around 1100 and 880 at the end there. So
oh my goodness! Wait,
doesn't hold that FC, that goes right over. It is entirely on Tom to solo carry that map. MCY4 as well adding quite a lot, but Takanashi Ako and Colte really struggling with that pick. So the top 2 scores in the lobby needed to come from Team Kirby.
Yeah, we were far too distracted by that. I have to apologize for that. We were way too distracted by watching that full combo to even notice the score closing in.
So that is major though. That's the first point that Kirby has picked up all match. The first set was a
and that
clean
must
4-0
feel
sweep.
good.
It definitely has to feel good, yeah. Despite the shakes from Tom, the full combo does come through, and now it's probably going to take these 90 seconds to just relax a little bit and get ready to try and do the same thing here on Hard Rock 2. But that does take a lot of pressure off, especially knowing DC1 and Hard Rock 1 are picked up later on for Godfield Gaming, that those picks are very likely to go over to the side of Godfield Gaming. You have to think that that removes some of the pressure to perform well on Hard Rock 2 here.
There is a lot of pressure off them. I mean, a breakpoint just does that. A breakpoint takes all of the pressure off you. You know, you're ahead now. You're safe. You can make that mistake and drop that point. But let's see. Is this a mistake? Is this a mispick? We know, of course, Godfield Gaming outperformed Kirby tremendously in the last set on this. Lots of accelerating streams, lots of polygonal patterns, and lots of flow aim to contend with. You have to have a lot of control over your cursor and accelerate it, decelerate it, change direction on a whim, basically.
Yeah, this is going to be relatively similar to what we saw. I think less so focused on some of the, curved stream patterns that we saw in Nomad 4, much more focused on sorts of linear polygonal stream shapes in this map, as well as lots of like linear cut double streams, for example, make their way into this map. And like you said, it was still a relatively convincing win from Godfield Gaming the first time around. I think it was a little over 300k team score. I said a couple times that it was relatively close compared to some of the other maps, and it was, but that's because the other maps were all far more one-sided than this one. 300k, still a pretty convincing margin of victory. We do see two early breaks at about the same point for Hyphen and Takanashi Ako. Takanashi Ako finding another break, though, on that little wiggle stream, the cheese wiggle stream roll pan, following up the miss, though, from Colte. So 2 full combos for each side. Varvalian now missing. Hello Tom and MCY4 holding on to full combos. Iger holding on to combo for Godfield Gaming. And Hyphen close behind. Now only MCY4 for Kirby. And that is 1 full combo to 1 with a very slight supporting combo lead on Takanashi Ako right now for Kirby.
It has to be said, this is a very deceptive map length. You see 2 minutes, almost 3 minutes, and you think, oh, there's a good amount of time to build combos and stuff, and while I was talking, Iger is now gone. MCY the only combo on the board with big supporting combos on Kirby. As I was saying, the map is 2/3 done. It's deceptively short in a sense, and 700 combo 2/3 of the way through kind of proves that. We can see this definitely not a mispick. This definitely, as MCY hits that accelerating stream, was one of their best options, and they grab it by the horns this time. They don't miss.
Yeah,
this one hits the target. And this is a bullseye.
That's an insane score from MCY4. That full combo is kind of nuts. That is score to beat at this point. Nobody else has come close to a full combo on this map, so that is fantastic from him. And that's an early 2-0 for Kirby.
This is a very early 2-0 for Kirby on 2 maps that we would have expected maybe to go over to Godfield Gaming, and both of these were solo carries. And now remember how Godfield Gaming won their points. It was all on a team performance. Now, Kirby have stepped up and said, okay, you can bring your team to play. We have star players. We can basically guarantee a full combo on every map that you can't. And now Hidden 3.
Finally, we get a little something different in this matchup, actually.
Very much tempo change.
Yeah, very much tempo change. To this point, we've had, either some raw mechanics in Nomad 5, Nomad 1, or the low BPM stream aim control, right? Hard Rock 2, Nomad 4, DZ4. So this Hidden 3 pickup is going to be very different from what we've already seen. This is mostly low BPM awkward aim. It's got a little bit of stack reading in it, a little bit of flow aim in it as well, but it's an AR8 Lassie map through and through on a band-made song. So if you're familiar with this band, if you're familiar with Lassie's mapping on this band's songs, then you should generally know what sorts of patterns to expect. It doesn't deviate all that much from all of the other band-made Lassie maps, except for the fact that it is AR8 and you do have to play it with hidden, so that alone is going to make it relatively difficult in comparison, but Yeah, very different types of patterns to what we've seen already.
An entirely different test too. You're gonna have to, as players, you're gonna have to step back, take a breather, and slow yourselves down, and consciously slow yourselves down. If you rush a pattern, if you rush any note, you're gonna note lock out. You are gonna become desynced from the map because, of course, the notes are hidden. If you desync, you're just gone. You need to find that center again, and that takes a good 5 or 6 misses to get to start a pattern, to start a new combo. Players are in. We see Chocopafe for the first time, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong there.
I think you're right about that, actually.
MCY. Yeah, Hello Tom, MCY sticking in. This is their reading roster, changing from the flow aim control rosters to reading rosters. And the players who have stuck in needs to make that switch without any form of warm-up onto this skill set.
You can already see some of those transition errors for some of these players. Roll Pan, Pedal, and MCY4 having them, as well as A-Blue. Especially as we get into some of the, pause patterns where it's no longer a consistent rhythm where you can continue tapping all at the same rhythm throughout the map, where you have to pause and reevaluate what you're supposed to do. That's where these players end up missing. It's Hello Tom, Colte, Varvalian. No longer Varvalian. Just Chocopafe for Godfield Gaming holding on to full combos, and just Hello Tom holding on to full combo for Kirby right now. Overall team score in the favor of Godfield Gaming due to the higher combo from Rollpan and A-Blue. One full combo to one means this is a still very close match.
Yeah, it's looking like combo advantage and even a little slight tiny bit of accuracy advantage to Godfield Gaming. Also, Petal drops a supporting combo they'd been building. But a healthy 100k lead. They've got the cushion. Breathing room, breathing space. Chocopafe and A-Blue, both share misses and Varvalian. A big collapse actually across the board. MCY4, Rollpan, they're all down, and it's Hello Tom, which is carrying Kirby yet again. The star player, the standout performance on the board. No combos anywhere else to be seen.
I just kind of have to laugh a little bit. This dude is so good at the game, and he just comes in, no warm up, takes the last set to, I guess, warm up actually after going in for the maps at the end of the set, and then just carries multiple maps for the team after just barely getting home and getting warmed up a little bit here. Hello Tom really putting on the carry pants for Team Kirby, not only on on No Mod 4, but now here as well. Combos far enough in to grant the team a sizable score lead, about 150k up, before dropping the combo and leaving Colte to take over with now the highest combo in the lobby.
And this is pretty much a secured victory. The supporting combo from Colte does drop, but there is nothing else anywhere to be seen. A-Blue has 170, but that's not going to be enough to build 170k of score in an eighth of a map. Especially since this is an outro now. It's going to take big accuracy drops. I mean, the score lead is closing, granted, but it's just not going to close fast enough. 120k, and again, the Hello Tom factor. It was MCY last map. Hello Tom this time. Putting up that big score and saying, you know what, team, I've got you. Just give me some help and I'll put you 3-0 up, and he does. This is entirely a flipped script.
I mean, It's 700k for Hello Tom and 400k for the next highest scores in the lobby. That is just an insane score from him once again. And now Kirby is actually at match point. I want to reiterate, the graphic on the screen is incorrect for this match. Right now we are on best of 7 set, not best of 9s as in the previous rounds. So this is set point. Yeah, it is first team to 4 wins each set. Keep in mind, Godfield Gaming is up 1 set to 0. After a team wins 2 sets in a best of 3 sets, they win a match in the quarterfinals. So we are doing multiple best of 7s this time around. As a best of 3 sets, with each set being that best of 7. And now, we were talking at the beginning of this match about, or at the beginning of this set, around DT1 and Hard Rock 1 here as the last 2 picks, really putting a lot of pressure on Kirby to win some early points. Well, now they're at set point here. So
yeah, they've definitely won some early points.
Yeah, they need to go over to Godfield Gaming.
They do have No Mod 3 also in the bank for Kirby. That's a much more technical style, but you can still kind of appreciate the amount of mechanics that you need to play a map like that comfortably. Is their final pick, and of course, honestly, does it really matter in what order these maps have been picked? Because you need to win 4 maps out of, you need to win 4 maps out of any of the 7 that are available, right? And if you lose 4 maps, then it doesn't matter what you did on the other 3, you've lost the set. So, Godfield Gaming can approach this like, with that mentality of, okay, this was their 3, we win the next 4. The door is still open. It is still, it's not clear cut. It's not a victory yet. They need to take 1 more point, Kirby, but they are definitely not at all feeling any pressure with that big of a lead, with that big of a cushion.
I don't know if I would say the door is open right now. I would say it's slightly ajar in this set for Godfield Gaming. That type of mental reset, like you said, it's definitely possible. But it is so difficult to pull off when you are down match point and you have 0 points of your own to speak of. I mean, this is a best of 7, so it's only 3 points. Ajar,
stick a crowbar in it.
It's gonna take that much. A-Blue and Choco Parfait already missing, alongside Varvalian. It's just Takanashi Ako and Hyphen holding on to full combos right now. Better supporting combo for Varvalian than for either MCY4 or Petal. Petal now dropping that supporting combo, so ever so slight combo lead right now for Godfield Gaming with 1 full combo to 1. And just the supporting scores there to put up that extra bit of score. It's looking still relatively close with really the onus on Takanashi Ako to put up the high score this time around for Kirby.
Everyone's stabilizing into this pick. We do see a miss in the chorus from Choco Parfait. That is going to make a difference. Lead slowly shrinking. With Hello Tom trades. A-Blue as well. Hello Tom misses again. And Takanashi Ako. That stabilizes it. We've got Varvalian, Hyphen, Petal, and MCY4 all holding combos. The higher combos do lie on the side of the picking team. As long as it continues, the next third of the map in this fashion, they will take the point, but picks have swung in far quicker fashion, though Petal does drop, and that might seal it.
Yeah, that's really rough to see from Petal. That miss during the slow section, I think basically seals it up. Even if MCY4 is able to hold on, it would take misses from both Hyphen and Varvalian. There goes Hyphen. Varvalian does miss aim in the last bit of map here. It's close, but I think at this point it should just be sealed up. The extra supporting score should be enough. That is 200k the score lead now. And even with that slider break from Varvalian, it's going to be hard pressed to go back over to Kirby's side.
That's not going to change anything.
No.
They needed more support and A-Blue there to make sure that nothing goes awry. There's their point. There's their entryway. The crowbar's in the door, Dio.
It's in the door. It's starting to pry it open again, that's for sure. And they do have Hard Rock 1 to give them a little bit more leverage.
It's going to take a lot of effort. Mighty heave-ho. But this one wasn't a 4-0. The reverse 4-0. It would have been really interesting to see that, to be fair. It would have been interesting to see a 4-0 from one team, and then a direct response of another 4-0 from the opposite team.
It wouldn't be the first time that's happened in Corsace Open. I remember casting a few of those last iteration in 2020.
It would have certainly proved that Godfield Gaming Kirby being 0.002 points in qualifier apart does actually mean something.
Yeah, these two teams are actually very close in overall skill level, and I think that's still getting shown in this set, right? DT1, Hard Rock 1 are two maps where we just expect Godfield Gaming to come out on top because of how well they've done on the raw mechanics picks in general throughout the tournament, not only Nomad 5 and Nomad 1 in this round, but also because of the fact that Godfield Gaming has traditionally leaned into a lot of the speed and aim mechanics picks throughout the tournament so far. So these two maps going over is not unexpected whatsoever. I think really whether this map goes, or whether this set, goes to tiebreaker is going to come down to the last pick, which is Nomad 3. Like you said, that one is going to be really interesting, I think, because of the fact that it is the last map where both teams, I think, can contest the point. It looks like we're all ready for Hard Rock 1 A-Blue, Eiger, and Varvalian in for Godfield Gaming. Not too many surprises there. Takanashi Ako, MCY4, Colte, who is refusing to start up the lobby right now, and Hello Tom in for Kirby.
There he is. We grabbed him.
Pulled him in against his will. Oh, lots of breaks on that slider, actually.
Not expecting the slow slider. I mean, it is Hard Rock 1. It is a map that, going off other tournaments, off other tournament map pools, you kind of expect to be able to sight read it, but if there's slow sliders like that, of course you're going to get caught out. Someone is going to get caught out. Well, two players have dropped. A-Blue as well follows up a little bit later on in the map, but it is early doors. Not really too much that we can glean from all of that yet.
And there's actually a miss that comes through for Hello Tom on the side of Kirby, so 3 full combos for Kirby, but better supporting scores for Hyphen and A-Blue, and there goes one of those FCs, Takanashi Ako down. So 2 full combos versus 2 full combos and 2 supporting combos at the same time in the favor of Godfield Gaming right now. A-Blue and Hyphen doing work and keeping the score on the side of the Japanese roster, and MCY4 now dropping one of those full combos left up for Kirby. It's only Colte holding on to a significant combo right now for the Hong Kong roster, as Varvalian and Eiger still hold on to the full combo. Hyphen and A-Blue did drop those supporting combos, but this is still a large combo lead in the favor of Godfield Gaming at the moment.
We're only a third of the way through the map. It can change, and it has changed in the past from this sort of setting. We've got 150 on Hyphen, but Colte, nope. The fourth and final combo is down. We have no more score being produced by Kirby. 2 300 combos is not absolutely not going to cut it.
No,
halfway through as well. So even if Colte does combo the rest of the map, it's only going to result in maybe 700k maximum. 650, I think, with that accuracy. Takanashi having a little bit of trouble. Hello Tom has settled in now. He's found his rhythm. Combo is being built pretty happily. Was struggling a little bit to adapt from lower approach rate, higher BPM, that sort of thing, to much more precision-focused aim, and he does drop his combo. MCY 600, doing his best to try and keep the team in.
But I just don't think it's going to cut it on this one. Varvalian and Iger are still going. And Varvalian does drop, actually, at that point, right as I call out the combo. But Iger is still going, holding on to the FC. And even though MCY4 has that high combo, it's being matched by Hyphen. So even without that full combo still alive from Iger, it's almost 500,000 score lead that needs to be made up. And not only is there not enough combo, there's just not enough map left for that type of score lead to go over. This should be 3-2. And we are going to see Nomad 3, the last pick in this set, going up right now.
The door's budging.
If there's anything that'll help out a mental reset, it's 2 quick points, that's for sure. DT1 Hard Rock 1, I think, doing very well for Godfield Gaming here, putting a little pressure on Kirby to close this one out with their last pick, because if they don't, it goes to tiebreaker.
I mean, the statistics really lie on the side of Godfield Gaming, don't they? You look at a team like this, and you put them against Kirby, compare the two, and the rank difference is visible. So on DT1, Hard Rock 1, possibly Nomad 1, you would expect the higher ranked team to win. Because that's what the ranking system tests, right? Is aim, is streams, is comfort on higher star rating picks. So with, being at set point and having those two maps come out, DT1, Hard Rock 1, as the higher ranked team, as, as Varvalian, Chocopafe are both top 30, or around about. I haven't actually checked the leaderboard in a while. You've also got A-Blue in top 100. You've got all of these players with high ranks, and on the other side, they're much lower. They're visibly much lower. MCY, their highest ranker, at 63 currently. And you can kind of build a story about how that pick is going to play out already. You can get lower ranked players that are more consistent than higher ranked players on aim, precision, but it's most of the time, 99 times out of 100, it's going to be the higher ranked players that win those picks. So the mental reset, while it was looking unlikely, you did just get 3 points taken off you in quick succession on especially one on a map that you knew you could win in Hard Rock 2. Being that higher ranked team and going into those essentially tests of rank, tests of skill, they're very standard for something that you would expect to see. And there they go, they pick them up as they would hope and move into the final pick from Kirby. They're 1 breakpoint ahead. Remember, they're only 1 breakpoint ahead.
And on the flip side, if your team in general has a lower average rank than your opponents, if in general you have around the same qualifier seeding, you're in the same round, but your rank is much lower, what tends to happen is your team tends to focus more on the unconventional maps, right? If you can't focus on raw mechanics, or if your team isn't very good at those raw mechanics, but they're still good tournament players, they tend to be very strong on these sorts of maps. Tech picks, high slider velocity, very difficult on finger and aim control at a higher BPM than what we've seen from maps like Nomad 4, Hard Rock 2 as well. And that's showing a little bit here. We do see a miss come out from Colte, but everybody else still holding on to the full combo for Kirby. 3 full combos as well on the side of Godfield Gaming. Varvalian supporting score, bringing the score lead to the side of the Japanese team right now. But Takanashi Yako, MCY4, and Hello Tom not going to let this go over that easily. Takanashi Yako does find a break over halfway through now, just past that halfway mark. But this score line from Godfield Gaming is actually very, very strong. Finally, a break from Hyphen comes through, and it is now 2 full combos to 2. But the supporting score from Varvalian is still holding strong. He is still making the difference right now, a necessary difference now, as Iger drops his combo as well. It's only Roll Pan, and that combo's gone as well. Hello Tom and MCY4, and now just MCY4 actually in control of this one. It is only now Varvalian, as finally MCY4 drops as well, holding on to the combo. And Varvalian, really when it counts, bringing the score over to the team, not only holding on to the combo through the end of the map, but that reverse choke, making the difference as the supporting score all throughout, slowly amassing that score lead for the team all throughout the map, brings Godfield Gaming and Kirby to tiebreaker in set 2.
It has to be said, the team performance for the side of Godfield Gaming, I think that was what changed it. Everyone, except for Varvalian found a really early miss, but everyone was holding combo through a very good portion of that map. It was 600, 700k for every player on their team, so it was a complete masterclass from them and just outclassed Kirby entirely. They bring back their team performance victories from the first set. Finally are able to put it to good use. Take an important breakpoint. Of course, looking at it, you saw the 3-0 from before, but in actuality, that's a 3-0 from one breakpoint. They took one breakpoint, Dio, and they were 3-0 up. And then another 2 picks come through from Godfield Gaming, and it's 3-2 again. Then the breakpoint goes straight back, and we're at tiebreaker.
Now, this tiebreaker, though, I think this actually almost favors Kirby a little bit, this map. This is not your standard jump and stream consistency tiebreaker map. It does have a lot of that. But a lot of it is focused around slider aim. A lot of it is focused around more finger control than I think you would expect in a lot of tiebreakers. And this plays almost as a light tech map, a more slider aim focused sort of tiebreaker than the vast majority of the ones that you would see. When I was talking about the map pool yesterday with Half Slash, we almost compared this to like a lower BPM version of Tapioca from last year. If anybody remembers that tiebreaker with the really big in-your-face reverse sliders, yeah, those aren't there in this one, but the style of mapping is very, very similar. Lots of bursts and lots of slider aim and finger control, rather than the focus, as you usually see in the tiebreakers of most tournaments, on aim consistency, stream consistency on a wide variety of different types of patterns. This one much more focused on, I think, a skill set that tends to favor Kirby a little bit more than it does Godfield Gaming.
Yeah, but we get to see this in action now. We have the dual carries, Hello Tom and MCY4, the real performers for Team Kirby. They brought home the 3 points that they took in this set against the raw team performance for Godfield Gaming. Very equal skill across each player on that team. So, of course, it's tiebreaker. It's a long map. Easy to build up combo, but as well as that, easy to drop one note, lose 300k of score, which is vitally important in a team scenario. We have Colte taking hidden. We move into the tiebreaker map.
Oh,
do we go to a set 3? Do we go to a set 3? Do we leave it here as a 2-0 for Godfield Gaming? This map is going to decide all that.
do actually see an early miss from Hello Tom, by the way. Maybe a little bit of tiebreaker nerves getting to him after just coming home and being forced to put on the carry pants right away here. Does drop the combo early on. Colte as well, misaiming with that hidden. But Iger, A-Blue, Varvali, and Hyphen all still holding on, and this is really the first section where we get a glimpse of the true nature of this map. It's a very cool map. It's literally mapped by Cool, and if you know anything about Cool's maps, they tend to play very similar. Lots of this type of patterning all throughout them.
Dual draw by A-Blue and Varvalian. Their combos are down, but they built up that score lead, and Hello Tom drops a supporting combo that would have been important to keep if they would have wanted to bring the lead back in any sort of quick fashion. Long map this one. We're only a third of the way in, but we're nearing 1,000 combo on the FCs left on the board.
It is 2-2 on those full combos. Colte with a little bit of higher supporting combo than either A-Blue or Vervaliant, but there goes that supporting combo, and there goes one of the FCs. MCY4 well.
Spacing on those doubles, claiming MCY. A-Blue falling as well, so a supporting combo down for Godfield Gaming, but that doesn't matter too much when another FC drops, and there it's all gone. All in tatters for Kirby. We've got 300 as their maximum combo on Hello Tom. The consistency, the team performance isn't there.
Oh, the slow slider!
3 breaks for Kirby on the slow slider.
But 2 breaks for Iger and Hyphen. The full combo's gone on the slow slider for Godfield Gaming. That's what caught my surprise. Varvalian is still holding on to combo, however, for Godfield Gaming, and despite the full combos dropping, that sort of consistency from the Japanese OWC captain means that this is still favored toward Godfield Gaming at the moment. He does find a slider break, however, in this heavy, high-velocity slider section, as Colte still holds. Never mind, Colte and A-Blue trading, but this is supporting combo advantage right now for Kirby. There's less than a 200,000 score lead, so consistently holding that combo can make the difference, but that hasn't been how they've won their picks. They've had those carry performances, and they're not there at the moment. MCY4 and Hello Tom really need to hold on here, and now it's just Tom against the entire Godfield Gaming roster.
Yeah, it's Tom against the world, and usually when it's Tom against the world, he has that full combo on his back, his team in his backpack, and that's not currently the case. The Buzz Sliders claiming all of the combos, and it may have caught your surprise, the 2 misses on the full combos, but realistically, was it going to change anything when there was 3 breaks on Kirby? The combo needed to hold, and for Godfield, the combo needed to drop. Kirby not getting the favorable outcome. And of course, not in a favorable position at all right now. They're more than 200k down, nearing the end of the tiebreaker where the score climbs the fastest, but the score is just not climbing. The lead is just not closing. They don't have the combos, and their team performance completely outshone. Godfield Gaming are going to take this after being 3-0 down, losing that break point, and then the 2 subsequent picks for Kirby. It looked so good, but it just was not to be. We're not going to see a third set. We're going to see a 2-0 for Godfield Gaming.
And nicely done from them. Kirby definitely making it a lot closer here in the second set, bringing it to tiebreaker with the early break point, but it just was not enough. Godfield Gaming 4 in a row after the 3-0 start for Kirby here in the second set, and well, they started off with 4 in a row and they ended it with 4 in a row, and 4 in each set is all you need. That's a 2-0 set score for Godfield Gaming, and that means them advancing into the next round of losers bracket this weekend, and Kirby dropping out of the tournament. We want to thank Kirby for playing in the tournament, making it that much more competitive, but unfortunately for them, this is the end of their run. Godfield Gaming will go on to face... Yes, yeah, it was.